story has ended, but what about yours? Before you write your own story, choose the vessel of your power. I always awaken very abruptly. I don't even think I dream. I suddenly find myself walking to school. My headache worsens day by day, until it finally buzzes in my head like an alarm. That day, impotent numbness, I wake up twice as fast as normal. I walk to the schoolyard. It's clear and cloudless, 7:30 a.m. But what season is it? When I try to recall what season it is, I start to get so dizzy I almost pass out. I may wind up back in my bed if I let go and faint. For some time, I've been embracing a numbness of useless information, a rush of useless information. The normal stuff you see at school, like the hustle and bustle of my classmates by the entrance, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When I push the dot, my field of vision fizzles. Today, there's a crowd of students milling in the front of the school gate, and more are being directed that way. As to what's going on, there's a boy in a black uniform in front of the school gate. He is my friend, as I recall. He's Issei Ryudo, as I recall. I remembered this from the first time. When Issei noticed me looking at him, he pushes through the crowd. Good morning. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think? Why do you look so surprised? We announced at last week's assembly that this month the student council would strictly enforce school rules. He runs through his spindle as if this was the first time he's ever disclosed the information. I already know this. I know it. I already know what happens. It's happened more than once. I seize I'm seized by the headache. I'm so dizzy. I feel like I'm being forcibly logged out of my consciousness. First, let me check your student ID. I should need to remind you, but it should be on you at all times. My login ID is being checked. It's so obvious now. I answer clearly to the question that is usually makes me go dizzy. Great. There's no telling when an emergency might occur, and it will be a help if you have your ID. I feel nauseous, and I know it has nothing to do with what I ate for breakfast this morning. I feel nauseous because of the world around me. It's repeating over and over, and it's making me sick. Now, for uniform inspection, collar check, pantsuits check, and your socks check. I want him to get out of my way. I want this repetition to stop. I push him aside and go forward. I'm not nice about it either. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebooks, textbooks, pencil box, not even a whiff of contraband. Your nails are evenly cut and your haircut is sensible. Indeed, quite remarkable. You're a model Sukumihara Academy student. We just ran away. How he keeps on talking loudly even though he's facing no one. I have a headache. I'm shivering. I know one thing's for sure. This is wrong. This is not the school I know. It can't be. I have to go. I have to hurry and wake up, or else it will be too late. But who am I awakening for? My anxiety and headaches are only getting worse. Afternoon arrives while I desperately try to find a way to escape this bizarre situation. Is now the norm. My vision is overlaid with some kind of unnatural distortion. Uneasiness, futility, emptiness. Might be a bit too high. I put it down too low. Yeah, I think I put it down too low. 12 should be fine. Negative 12 should be fine. I'll have to go to the footage just to make sure. I want someone to explain to me the true nature behind all of these feelings. There must be a key somewhere. Something that will have the answer to all my questions. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy. And yeah, I'm basically doing a radio with the entire second part of this entire game because frankly I do not like the second part version because one, it's over an hour long, and two, I just don't like it. Probably just unlist it. Private it maybe. I'll delete it. Actually, I'll just unlist it. I step on the foot of the first floor. My feelings of unease intensify. There's a student wearing a red uniform, Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I lay eyes upon him, I immediately feel intimidated and humiliated. There is also someone trailing behind him. It looks like one of my classmates. The more I think about it, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly that I come across while on campus. There are other things that seem off as well. It's become clear now. There are people who shouldn't exist, students that magically mysteriously vanish, and the fabric of reality is coming unraveled. What is the truth? What defines the world you know? Don't turn away now. There's a reason why you're here. Come. Do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. Oh. Dang, I guess I can't go visit Alice. Leo and one of the guys from my class are talking in the hallway up ahead. Yeah, this way. The attention, yeah, this is the same stuff. If that is the case, this world is in some way more real than the real world it represents. How are you guys? What are your thoughts on this? Okay, okay, so this is what I knew. When you see the word guys in plural, it's clear that Leo was talking to two people in the room, but the person that is literally facing Leo's back, basically the protagonist of the prologue, didn't even realize no one was paying attention to it. You guys, for a moment there, it felt as if he was including me in his comment. He is. However, Leo began speaking to my classmate, seemingly oblivious to my presence. Greetings. I believe this is the first time we've actually had a conversation. Leo gives me a smile with no hostility. However, I have a suspicion that there's something malicious behind the smile. Attending school wasn't that bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I did not come here to play at being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. And for me, the time to do so has arrived. To sign orders, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that isn't quite right. I don't think farewell would be accurate in this situation. For some reason I can't explain it, I just seem to really notice each other again. So, I guess I should use some more congenial. See you later. Well, it's time for me to move on. I wish you luck. Leo said as much, even going as far as to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reason, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I'm trying to get things straightened out in my head when Leo suddenly disappears. The student who was following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment, he vanishes. My vision distorts and the shock threatens to overwhelm me. What is going on here? I wonder if this place is the source of my unease. It might very well be. I put it to 7. And now the source of my unease. Yeah, if I'm not right. The source of my unease. Yeah. Okay, so 15, negative 15.8 to negative 5.8. Just trying to check to make sure that everything works coherently. I'm gonna put it up to 8. And then save. Like him, I placed my hands on the wall, expecting him to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth to why I have these feelings begins right here. I want to know. The atmosphere changes. There's a doorway, an entrance, where the concrete wall used to be. It's not something of this world. There's no doubt this door leads to some place unfathomable. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first steps towards the truth. An entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is my strange silent attendant. It is to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead. A disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need to do something besides stand here. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to head into the darkness with only the strange doll as protection. Dang, this is a really long corridor. Oh! Ooh. This is very unique. I wonder if those are other people. Oh. Whoa! Those are a lot of swords. No longer a typical school campus, the floors and walls and the air, even the aura are slightly off. It wouldn't surprise me to see a monster pop out of the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. Welcome, potential master. I don't have any reverb. Why am I doing that? With a shocking suddenness, a voice began speaking. It sounds like it's coming from the empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal. Now, step forward. Oh, got no choice. The illuminated cube in front of you is an item folder. Inside of it is a firewall present of sorts. For those about to face the coming trial, touch it to open it. Alright, we got an ether shard. Yep, that was right. Okay, so probably the first fight, and then I'll just cut. Before you is an enemy program. It is programmed to attack on sight. Touching it will initiate a battle. But you won't actually fight as you are too frail. Yeah, meat and bones, very weak. The effigy given to you will fight in your stead. If your effigy is destroyed in battle, you will no longer be shielded from harm. To put it bluntly, you will die. So be very careful in battle. But there is no need to be afraid for now. Just do what I say and you'll be perfectly safe for the time being. First off, why don't I explain a bit about battles? Okay, so basically, the game basically works on a rock, paper, scissors mechanic. Attack is scissors, guard is I would say guard is paper, and break is rock. And each turn consists of 6 actions. Basically, you got 6 actions to pick any of the movements you want, to which you gotta be careful, because if you pick one that's weak to another, you're gonna get hit. Now, there's something that goes out of the realms of that boundary that gives you an option to actually hit them, and those are skills, but we'll talk about that later. Fine, I will. As you can see, we're... And if you get 3 off in a chain, you get an extra strike. Pretty good. So, how did it go? One thing to know is that in each turn, you'll have to plan a series of 6 moves that will defeat your foe. You go so far ahead. Alright. And that's where I'm gonna pause. Because that's just a whole waste of time, and I'm not gonna do it. I'll see you once we reach where our destination lies. And we are back. Okay. So now I go here and move forward. So ironically enough, if you go look at the old version, I had to show all of that footage. Here now, thanks to me knowing the existence of OBS, I can just cut it out and not have to deal with that shit. It feels awesome. I made it. At the end of a very long road, after going through a door that supposedly appeared in a wall, the oppressive air of this place, where the spirits of the dead still linger. Here's my goal. That's what I thought. Further, and it appears as if someone has had a collapse. When I look into his face, it's the student who was swallowing Leo just now. I called out to him, but get no reply. I shake. Yeah, it's the same thing. I go as pale as the guards before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It is at this moment that the effigy that was standing beside him comes to life and attacks us. The fallen effigy laying next to after facing several, after having to fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing is an enemy as well. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. Alright. Guard, break. Attack, guard, break. Huh? Huh? Okay. So he went for a break on the first two. Then he guarded. Then he broke. Okay. Huh? And we're done. You seem to be lacking as well. I can hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come. With your inevitable loss, I will consider this round of the preliminaries to be over. Farewell. I pray you find peace in your annihilation. That is the voice's final words to me. I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare at the floor. I think I'm gonna die here. Suddenly, at the very edge of my now hazy vision, a number of brown-colored lumps seemed to rise from the ground. Actually, it might be that I just noticed them now. They may have been in there from the beginning, for all I know. Those lumps are the bodies of all of the untold number of fallen Tsukimihara Academy students. The guy before me, he wasn't the only one to fall. All the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. In a very short while, I suppose I'll become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes now. I did all that I could, so maybe it'd be better for it to end now. No, I refuse to give up. I summon all of my strength and attempt to get back on my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearable intense pain shoots through my entire body. That's how it's gonna be. No, this is... I still refuse to give up. I don't want it to end like this. I cannot ignore the immense pain coursing through my body. I reached a point where I no longer see stars. As my eyes feel like they're on fire, I feel like all 5 of my senses are being ripped from my body. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the pain. I'm afraid of losing my senses. I'm afraid of becoming a corpse. And the most terrifying thing, disappearing without trace for any reason at all. It's not right that I disappear here. My consciousness shoots through with a wave of distortion, squeeze out, but against the injustice of it all. What was the purpose of suffering through those headaches just to fade away here and now? What were they all for if I just fade away here and now? I had to stand up. It's okay if I'm scared. It's okay if I'm in pain. I have to rise above all of that. Because I have yet and to fight of my own volition and on my own terms.
その魂、ちょっと待った。しばらく。どこの誰とか全然存じませんが、その慟哭、その頑張り、他の神様が聞き逃しても私の耳にピンときました。羽化の御霊の神もご承覧あれ。この人を冥府に落とすのはまだ早すぎ。だってこのイケメン魂、きっと素敵な人ですから。ちょっと私にくださいな。
Huh? The sound of breaking glass is accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I managed to move my weary body and aching head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising up from the floor in the middle of the room. That form. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was very clear. It was different, clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human, or of any enemy I faced in getting here. An awesome power that seems as if it evaporates anyone when it touches, swirls within my body almost against my will.
岩ではなくとも即参上。犬猿両母から両妻狐のデリバリーにやってきました。あ、なんかドン引きしてません？あなたが私のご主人様でいいんですよね？
Yes.
やったー！契約成立。よろしくお願いしますね、マスター。何を隠そうこのタブ。いえ、
Manita.
この私。
I mean, I
ご主
hope
人様みたいな人のサーバントになりたいってずっと思っていたのです。
Methinks the fox girl almost blew her entire cover by spouting out her name within the meeting of her master for the first time.
まあ、ちょっと性能はピーキーなんで、マスター的には不満かもしれませんけど、精一杯頑張りますから。
Command spells have been established. She takes a hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand she grabbed comes a sudden warmth and then a sharp pain, like I've been stabbed by a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, it is a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person before me. And then, the noise brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see the effigy from before, where it's still standing there. Now in a fighting position. I win some control of recalling my previous defeat at his hands. Master, if it isn't any trouble, would you please leave this to me? I will obliterate that worthless wooden toy and erase any trace of existence from this world. I cannot.
サーバントの力見せちゃいますね。お人形さん、見え見えですよ。
Okay, this is honestly actually really cool. What can I remember?
バリバリ呪うぞ。お願いします。乗ってきた。はい。
Oh wow, let's go in for an all-break combo. Alright. Basically, now you can fully win against this opponent. Effigy defeat. And along with that, we got money. Okay, so 7 HP, Master's MP is gone from 40 to 46. Servant's HP is now boosted up by 5 points technically, and boosted by 18 points. No wait, it was 18 points, 130, so 8 points. MP is gone. The battery effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. Thanks to you, my dear master, I was able to win using only 5% of my power. You know, ironically enough, I don't think there are going to be any people who are going to understand anything I say. Yeah, well, of course, if she were to use all of her power, she would enter the beast class. No one's gonna understand that reference. She continues to talk, however, the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from... Oh. Shit, that must mean that you were burning mana? Oh, yeah. Since servants technically call upon the mana of their masters. Oof. And this is his first time being one. And most of the time there are chances where the Grail will pick stragglers to become masters. Meaning those who don't really 100% qualify for it can end up being dragged into wars. Sorry. The heat coming from the mark of my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable. The burns through my consciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is a command spell. That is your command spell. It is proof that you hold dominion over a servant. Wow, we're at 32 minutes in. That's actually really good. You can use it to give 3 orders that they must obey. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Truly, lose your command spell, you technically can no longer control the servant. Technically. Actually, yeah, if you lose all your command spells, you're screwed. So basically, if you have like a I'll have to explain that later on. Once again, I heard that voice. I somehow managed to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations. You have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You have achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort, to say the least, but that's what makes it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. No, I'm not going to say anything. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of your nerves and rashness. Think about it. The voice sounds like that of a 30-year-old man, and it's really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner. Fucking Kiri. Oh, you were curious about my identity. I'm honored, but I am insignificant. I am merely a part of the system. I'm just a guide tasked with giving a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I am no more than words, no more than the mountain you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record? So if I raise any objections to this voice, does it mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation, something about you having a light. I have no clue who would say such a thing about me. But that short phrase struck my heart because for some unknown reason, I knew those words were sincere. And as for I expect good things from you, it seems like more of a command than an encouragement. Now, let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For most, the monetary of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War? The right to exist? That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any wish. People called it the Holy Grail, and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in now, is an evolution of those struggles, a massive evolution. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many mages will perish in the pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, Magi. Had I not bestowed upon the earth desire, you be merely saints capable of committing sin. Now fight to the bitter end. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest desires. The voice reverberates through this hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill? Mage? Holy Grail that grants wishes? These questions and more swirl in my head, and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In war, a weapon is needed. Your servant, they are the spear that pierces, and the shield that protects. A heroic spirit whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. And that is the one who stands beside you. I look over at the young woman with a foxtail, who returns my look with a glowing smile. She is my servant. It seems you have decided, and with that decision as payment, I will now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The mark of my hand, my command spell, once again becomes excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. I faint. I reach the limit of my endurance. My mind starts to shut down as I lose consciousness. I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through battle is the divine providence of man. Magi who have been invented here by the moon. Invited here by the moon. Fudge, I was doing so well. Show me your true strength. Ironically enough, I was doing very good. I was already very good at reading the dialogue and all that. I'm honestly proud of myself, but yeah, now I'm fucked up.
ぬかるみの日常は燃え尽きた。魔術師による生存競争。運命の車輪は回る。最も弱き者よ、剣を鍛えよ。その命が育んだ己の価値を示すために。
First week, the first selection. Cabinets remaining? Wow! And that's where I'm going to end this episode here, guys. You know the drill here. If you like it, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, notify if any future uploads. Without further ado, this is Connor Valone, signing off. Bye.